me hear you say, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da ba ba, ba da. Crazy at this thing called love. Just what I've been dreaming of. And I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. That's why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever, you be my one and only lover. Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da ba ba, ba 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 da ba ba, ba da.
We got something.
TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. Today is June the 9th, 2023. Let's go to Liberia and talk with my correspondent there, Mr. Samuel Wicker. Sam, what's up, brother? Let me bring you on.
Good morning. Though I'm not too well this morning, but at least it's much. I'm okay.
What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, man. Just a cold. Say pneumonia or cold on my side or luck.
You kidding me, man?
Yeah.
So we
But
gotta send
in
you-
like, yeah,
we gotta
in
see the
Liberia.
doctor, man.
See that?
You gotta go see the doctor.
Yeah, I pray for that, man. It's getting worse by the day. But anyhow, Liberia today, George Weah stronghold is cracking.
Yeah?
Nigeria since 2005. Nigeria has been a stronghold of George Weah, 100%. I remember that in Nigeria in 2005, there were only 150% voted for Ellen.
Wow.
2011, it was 200. But they have been giving support overwhelmingly. But this time around, They've complained that we are is doing nothing to help the southeasterners. So, district number
Oh,
three
wait,
representative,
excuse me. You say we are doing nothing and all his government got saw you know.
they are from southeast, but southeast is very poor, backward. There's no road. Roads are not accessible. Hard time. In fact, they got it
So
worse because that place.
who do you blame for that, Sam? All your people in government and you still ain't got no food. Who you
But
blame?
everybody fighting for their pocket. You know, southeastern is very rich with a lot of government officials, ranging from Abachia, Dr. Coleman, uh,
You still
uh,
not doing nothing for the counties.
I mean, there are many, almost the
No,
entire government from southeast. And so this guy called Ellis Grant, he's a representative from Grand Judah. He's giving his support for the first time since 2005. A representative or official from government from Grand Judah giving support to an opposition, other than we are.
wow.
So it hits we are very hard.
They are
Secondly,
claiming the census.
yeah, secondly, Southeast. They call it group the Southeastern Alliance. They were established in January to support we are. From January to June, they have turned around supporting Joseph Boakai.
They're feeling flipping.
They flipping many counts against we are, ranging from abuse against women, sexual abuse before you get a job, corruption, drug trafficking, you know, broad day robbery, and the issue of the drugs. So they are saying that we are cannot handle the country. He has damaged Liberia more than past leaders. Even if they overthrow of Torbo that took Liberia backward, we are is worse than though according to them.
I don't know why
So the stuff,
I don't know why people keep blaming we are.
yeah, because after Ellen, though Ellen had a problem, but with the
Any
international
we are
support,
there. Any we are there.
yeah, but with international support, Liberia was like a kind of, I mean, it was set. The system was put in place. See what happened to the PBCC. We have bypassed every system that the water put in place.
I don't care what you're saying. Any we are there.
We agree now. That's why she want to go. She want to put come in there because she know we have failed.
But
She agreed that we have failed.
what come to do now?
But
Our first
she
choice, hey, listen to me, tell me.
mm-hmm,
I mean, Sam, she went there,
mm,
she failed.
mm-hmm,
She stole to hide her
mm,
mess. She get all we are. We are damaged the country. Can we trust
mm-hmm.
this man to give us anybody else? Can we trust
So
that woman to give us anybody else?
because Liberia know that Ellen is messed up, she's messed the country up from where and she want to get a coming. So more people trooping from the ruling party, from the very communist party to the unity party.
But as long as we know that Ellen is behind him,
Mm-hmm.
leave Ellen Cummings. Everybody should leave Ellen Cummings. First of all, the man got too many flaws. You know, you come to change the nation. Then you
Mm-hmm.
connive with the biggest criminal in the nation, Musa
So
Beledi.
so can you imagine that?
Then we come to find out now, you got other big criminal behind you, my Ellen Johnson Sally, my Ellen Johnson Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen Cummings is tinted, man. He's tarnished.
He's doomed to fail.
Yeah, he's failed already. The guy has no why coming with say balls. He ain't got no balls, man.
Mm.
You know, for you to stand up like a man, you say you want to bring change. They everything you're doing is contrary to change.
You change.
You know, you say you want to bring change, that you say you want to stop corruption, you want to stop this. Then you go get a worst crook in Liberia, the worst name in Liberia to go be your maker.
And I
Musa
guess he advised coming to finger the CPP document. I guess because he's got a criminal mind. So he advised coming and the temple the paper.
But look at what comment doing. Look at comment choices.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for Charlene, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because Charlene got herself in something she doesn't understand.
But Charlene does not know herself.
Yeah, she doesn't
She
understand.
helped to destroy Liberty Party. We thought she would brought the two parties together to resolve this thing because her father's sick. But she took sides. She was better. Apparently, better might have given her a little cash again. Everybody running for cash.
Everybody going to the criminal.
Yes, because he got free money. But what happened to my girl?
All my
Not
Liberian people minds are tainted. Our minds are tainted. A lot of we just live for corruption. You're a young girl like Charlene. You come from abroad. She could be her own leader for the party.
Mm-hmm.
She could have stood up and said, okay, you're messing up. I will be the leader. And she will follow her. Or she join whoever she thinks is good. But Musa Benete, come on, man. Y'all give me a break.
She wanted to say that Nyombi is now a funny member of she was naming people. What kind of little guy is this?
It doesn't matter. All of that don't matter. You go join a criminal. Normally has no criminal record. No matter what you would say about Normally, she ain't got no criminal record.
No.
But you go join this man who is condemned by FIFA. Not even a government. He condemned by football association.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even a government.
They're an NGO.
They're not even something worthy to build Liberia up. That's something to play sports for people to enjoy themselves, to make money and divide among the teams. You go there and steal the people money. The people condemn you. Then they see LA Comics that want change. He see nobody else in Liberia to reach out to. But it is corrupt man. Just the name Musa ability is synonymous with corruption, with stealing, with gas, with all the negative things. Then you go take that very man. And Charlotte Bromskin herself, that just showed the naivety of her thinking.
She want money. Maybe she wants money. So she gave her, what I would learn, they gave her, I think, $30,000.
These are unpatriotic people.
We learned that she received 30,000, 30K.
No way you join with a criminal like the Musa ability and you say you want to change our country. Even better than Ayure. Even better than Ayure. That's why I look at Glapohkpa myself, man. My heart is trouble, man. My heart is trouble. He leaning on Prince Johnson and all the other criminals. Who are the real men in our country, man? Who are the men that will stand up and say, I stand for something?
Except this generation fade away.
I mean, it's so terrible. It's so bad. Look at even in America, the Spoon TV show. Spoon TV, whether Spoon got a crime over his head.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of he step back and let the crime resolve itself or he does his punishment, he's still appearing on TV. He still wants to have a say in politics. He's tarnished. He's tarnished. And it's time for us Liberian people, when people steal, when people rob our country like that, man, it's not personal.
Mm.
Personal that you and your girlfriend, that you and your wife, that you and your children, that's personal. But when you bring in the realm of the public, our government, our money, it's not public. I mean, it's not private. It's not matter. It's public. And these people do all these negative things in our country, and we still join with them. We still elevate them. Look at all the things Ellen Johnson said they had done. She should be out of politics. We should ban her from politics. Just because of the things she did. That woman destroyed our country. She robbed us. I mean, and that's the thing, the second thing that bothered me, man. People steal and we don't punish them. We just say go. How can that stop people from stealing? You take all our millions of dollars and we tell you go. No, it can't be like that, man. Look at our country. Just Ellen Johnson selling wealth alone can build Liberia. Can change my world. The wealth that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her sons got can change Monrovia alone. Why must these people rip our country off like that? And we sit down and let them, and we support them. Oh, let them go, man. They're time finished. No, they're time not finished. They take our money. Every leader come with just leave our money like that.
And America still giving aliens a huge support. So I just don't understand America. They will take a criminal and support you because of interest. I just don't know America. See what happened to Ben Laden.
Let me tell you something. America is selective. She's selective. They brought Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is an agent of the World Bank. We know that. She worked for the World Bank forever. She was in that where Toba got her from. She never left there. She never left there. But we're deceiving ourselves. We're deceiving ourselves. Everybody come to steal from our government, they leave, and we don't do nothing about it. You know, granted, granted, it is good to see a former president living in our country.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see her living in our country. But the conditions she's living into our country now is becoming destructive for our country. Because she not only living in our country now, she won't continue to make kings. She continue to want to be a kingmaker. With all the mess she done in our country, she doesn't want to leave. She still want to come there and tell people what to do in our country. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had a chance to bring some positive people in our country. But she wanted to go and tap into those people working for corporate America. How do people in corporate America can help Liberia? They can't help Liberia. Come on, man. Liberia does not need people, Liberian people in corporate America. Liberian people in corporate America don't have no real power. They're working for white people. They're working for people in those companies. Their power extends only as far as the shareholders or the owners will permit them. We bring these people and give them our country. Give them our absolute power. And
You having a ring?
that ring?
You having a ring?
That's ring?
You have a ring.
Wow.
Very heavy. I'm indoor anyway.
So, I mean, you bring all these people in our country now, instead of bringing young people who really want to build our country, who will come for nothing and want to learn. You bring all these professional people, spend our whole country budget to pay them. And look what we are today. They didn't deliver. They didn't deliver. Whereas if we had young people who wanted to come home with little experience, but are dedicated and don't want no money or hardly, we could have set the standard to change our country, man. They would still be in our country today. They wouldn't have abandoned Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. All the people she brought abandoned her because she didn't bring patriots or they didn't stand on her policies. They didn't like her policies. Something caused them to leave. Whereas if she had brought younger people who were less way up in corporate America, but had a little bit of experience and were patriotic and they want money. Yeah, everybody want money, but you know that you didn't have to pay them $15,000 or $20,000. They could have come and gotten $3,000. That's what patriots do. Patriots make sacrifices. John Kennedy told us that too. He's the father of the American democracy too. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep asking what our country can do for us. We take the opposite. We switch the whole thing around and asking what our country can do for us all the time. That's why our country can't grow.
It's true. It sounds foolish because God gave you all the resources. How can you transform the resources into riches? Also improve your citizen livelihood. So why are you always complaining, always stealing from your country? You should make your country look a shining star in Africa, the first black independence in the world, and we still like this.
That shows that people don't understand the significance of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't understand who you are, you have no pride. You call it self-esteem. You have no pride in yourself. You see, women who would let men beat them and they keep themselves down and educated women, their hair all over the place, they don't want to do nothing for themselves. They have lost pride. They call it they have lost self-esteem. They ain't got no more pride in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anything the man do to them, they say, well, I would just live, he beat me. I don't care about myself no more. So they just live and they have lost self-esteem. And that what has happened to Liberia and Liberian people. We got no respect for ourselves. Another phrase to use is we have no integrity. We have no pride. We have no honor. We don't stand for nothing. You drop a dime, we steal it. And we'll tell you didn't drop it. The whole room can hear it drop. Before it can stop making noise, we'll catch it. And put it in our pocket and say, what kind of noise was that? And I'll be looking for the noise. And we know the coin drop. I mean, that's how bad our country is. You know? You leave $5 here, you go come back like man, finish taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know
Okay, you don't trust. It's worse now. The little children, your phone, mistakenly you leave it gone. Little girls and boys. Yeah, there's no trust in the country no more. Let's forget about leaders. The young children nowadays, they're all criminals. Library's going bad.
Well, Sam, look at the schools. They had a program one day. They brought all of the 2 years old and 3 year old in. They were making more noise than the older people. Everybody, I said, what kind of little children that? If the little children not disciplined, they can't come in the place quiet and stand up. We're all talking. All of them talking. Yeah, you come out here. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I said, you see why our country going astray?
Yeah.
Because if you got 2 and 3 years old, you moving them from classroom to classroom, and they cannot do it quietly. Something wrong with the school. Something wrong with the teachers. You have no real teachers.
But the teacher can even spell school. The other teacher in Liberia, bro, you're not here. I'm telling you, real thing. Teacher can even spell school. So what are you going to impact? What knowledge are you going to give the children? A lot of teachers in school, I mean, they're not qualified. That is why our students keep failing in the public exam. You know, sometimes when I read through their papers, I feel so sick.
Sam, that thing may go on for a long time. Can you imagine some Liberians in the community and telling the white people that the Providence Island in Liberia was named after Providence, Rhode Island?
Look at that.
I mean, that broke my heart. My heart is, because the white people know better. The white people go on the internet and do research.
Yeah.
When they come into things, they go and find out what is Liberia. They go look at it so they can have some idea of what they're coming to. Then you standing there for your own country. You telling the man who just got to read on the internet about your country that Providence Island in Liberia, that name after God, is named after Providence, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows that you have, first of all, you have no religious understanding.
So that they are saying that the Providence building on Ashmore Street is named after the Rhode Island too? They changed Martin Bank building because it's called Providence building.
We didn't go that far.
So
were the providence,
they are.
the man were representing the community, talking to the white people. I'm standing there listening to him.
Giving misinformation.
And he they're not the bad information, not misinformation.
About disinformation, got it?
They're not even disinformation, they're terrible information. You use a good words, you know. When you say disinformation, those are good words. You giving the man terrible information. You gotta emphasize the word, man.
Yeah.
Disinformation that symbolize something. Disinformation, what the man was giving those people were terrible information. What damning information for our country.
For our country.
You're a community leader. You trying to get the people to give up money and support. Then you go there. You don't know about your own country. Then you think the white man don't know. The white man don't know what us doing some kind of research. I don't want to say all white people to do research now. All white people are not that smart, just like us. But a lot of the white people, you invited to something, some of them will take the time to go on the internet at least to know about your organization, so when they come, they don't be dummies. They don't be green. So the people learn. Myself, when I go somewhere, if there's something I don't know about, I run to the internet. I get on the internet, I punch it in, and I read about it small.
Yeah.
Read about what happened before I go. So when I go there, I know something about the organization. I don't go there to learn everything. I go there to learn something. It's not everything, but you know, at least I get the background. I forget where I'm going. I gotta know where I'm going. How you go somewhere you know where you're going? And that's the problem we have in our country, man. There's a breakdown communication. There's a breakdown education. There's a breakdown law and order. There's a breakdown of any good system in our country. Everything is broken down. You know, it hurts me when our little children are the sacrificial lambs of all this mess. Our children are the sacrifices. Because whatever we do, we're neglecting them. We're neglecting their future. We're neglecting their education. All of that impacts our country as a whole. You know, but when we fail our children, man, we don't only fail our country, we fail them individually. Sam, when you travel, you see some of the things our country enlighten us. For Liberia, man, you know a lot. Some of the things you're talking about. You see, for us who grew up in Liberia under Totman and Torba, we were enlightened. Once you went to high school, you graduated from high school, you had some sense of knowledge of the world. Because we had good teachers. We had teachers from all over. You know, but after the coup, after years we begin, because of the behavior of our leaders and the corruption of our officials, we begin to lose our connection in the world for having good teachers, for having responsible people wanting to come in our country because of the violence, because of the corruption, no money to pay those people. At least in the early days, we used to get grants from religious institutions, the Catholic Church, East Peaceable Church, and all these organizations. And the government used to do the other half. So the Catholic Church used to give half, then the government gave half. But now, nobody wants to give because the government can't even give a quarter. The government, the people give people. So the government can't even raise a quarter of amount for our education. You see, in the past, everything was subsidized. The government will put half, the Catholic Church will put a half, the Episcopal Church. That's why we have good schools in Liberia. Because they shared.
And no more subsidy.
Because everybody eating everything. When you steal everything, you can't meet up with it. You see? But at least in the early days, people were stealing, but they understood that they had responsibility to the society. To the society, not to the government, to the society. When you got responsibility to the society, you understand. When you understand that, you understand that you can't just steal.
Mm.
You have an obligation. You have fear. Because wherever you start, you want to see it continue. You want to see it grow. You want to see it excel and expand. But if you keep stealing, and you're not leaving anything, nothing can grow. And this is where we are today now. Because that real ignorance stealing, that door that kind of stealing, that's why I told you. I say any man who don't graduate from high school or good high school in Liberia can lead our country. If you graduate from a good high school in Liberia, you know some of the good high school guys in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you can lead Liberia to a certain level. Perhaps you'll be able to listen to professional people around you. You will know that your education is not enough. You may even leave that thing and go back to school because it will be too heavy for you. But when you're ignorant, man, you cannot see the full ramification or all the aspects of the job you got to do. You can't see it. All you see is your selfish interest. And you think everything will just fall in place. It may seem that way in the beginning. Everything will fall in place. But as time go on, everything will crumble. Because when everything falls in place and you don't have the mechanism to keep it in place, it can't stay in place. That when all our system begin to drop, the education, or the road, or the health, or all the things begin to fall. Because when some of them were there, the system stood strong. They were stealing, but they were maintaining the system. They knew they had responsibilities to the people, and they were scared of the people. So even though they stole, they made sure that the system existed, that people were quiet, that they tried to keep the society quiet by maintaining the health, the security, the different things in our society. So the stealing wasn't that much. Some of them were stealing, but only a few people were really stealing. But the masses of the people were working. You know, they were chipping here and there, like Totman said, chop. They were chopping here and there, but the system was running. They knew they had an obligation to the people that if they mess up, the people coming after them. But after the war now and all of this, our whole system has broken down. Then we still got the war laws and the war criminals ruling us. How can we change anything? We can't change anything. What will tell Prince Johnson? What will tell all the war laws running our country? People who don't want to listen to us. Look at the budget. They say they're recasting the budget. Because other companies talk about $8 million budget. All of them sat in the Senate and raised the budget. We're all thinking that for them to raise the budget, they got to have the resources. All of them sat there and raised the budget to $770 million. Now they come to find out we got the resources to meet that amount.
The budget shortfall.
No, they're talking about recasting them.
Or they mean the recast budget?
Yeah, they're trying to recast it and say, hey, we didn't reach this amount of money.
But guess what? Somewhere has threatened ministers and other government officials on this budget performance report. So 2009, the budget law says if the ministers do not report monthly, the minister of finance must withhold their salary. Since 2017 or 18, we have to over. This is the very first time that he's calling for budget performance report. All the years. Why you haven't done it? Only this year. Or the latter part is this, the last quarter of this year now, you ask him for budget performance report. That if you don't report, your salary will be withheld.
And who's
So I
gonna
don't.
review it? Sam Twag
They the
carry,
house,
he
the
carry
government.
he's a minister. If he's gonna stop your salary,
Hmm.
that means he's responsible to review your performance report.
Yes.
Okay, so Sam Twag carry the whole government finances in the file in his hand. For the whole Republic of Liberia, he carry it on his arm.
Hmm.
How will he be able to do that? How
But he
you be
himself
able
has not reported. He has not reported to the
to,
Senate for the past
huh?
years. How you expect? He has not reported to the Senate for the past years. How
Nobody
you
have
expect
been
minister
doing
to
that
report?
job. Nobody been doing that job in Liberia, Sam.
Yeah. Yes.
Look at all the lies the people had told us. They bring in airline, they bring in this, bring big cake, they bring all of that. They say they
Empty talk.
bring in highway, new highway. They building island. What the island they call? What was the island? And Sam, what was that island they had? They said they were going to develop the island.
Yeah, that island. Well, the problem island on the night, the old Arsenal, opposite Clapperton, the back of that river. Bala Island, they say.
Yeah,
It's an
but
Indian name, Bala Island.
you see the
Bala
problem.
Island. And you can,
What happened there? They got that lie to
well,
us. I was watching a
but
film. They were showing all the lies. Then they show the big
hmm
airport cake. They show everything. I said, damn, they got
yeah,
just like,
they got it on class reloaded. They show everything.
I said, they got just a lie to us.
And they host are just someone the central bank governor to kind of give reason why we
The
still
money
find
already
old bank
out.
notes,
The bank
but
note
we still
already
find old
out.
bank notes. We can't see the new bank notes, the old ones.
But
Who keeping it? You can only find it.
and finally,
Thomas Fala,
they got it. And they got it.
like Javasin Kuli, when they find a new bank note with them, it's not in the
Yes.
public.
So I tell you, they divided up country. That the distribution center. All of
Yeah,
them,
waiting for election.
yeah, that the map up, that the new map up begin. The first
Yeah.
25 million go, and the second map up, they give it to Falavani, I mean, and the Fala, they give it to
Thomas
Koji.
Fala, Joseph, Koji, other guy. And so the lawmakers, the senators are complaining. So that way, but we can't see the bank note. We approve for the 8 billion to be printed. But then you're printed 64 billion. So where the extra money went? Who got it?
It's so sad that they always calling these people to explain. We've
Mm-hmm.
been calling the central bank manager to explain about this bank note
And,
for how
and
long
no
now.
action. And no action.
But now I'm telling you, the same people
You know?
see the money that you calling them to. Sam, that's why I left the Liberia community in Rhode Island, because we have a meeting today. We discuss everything. We have a vote. Decide everything. People will go home. We'll come back during the next month meeting. People will act like we never discuss anything in the meeting on that topic. And
Mm.
you say, yeah, we did get a note. They say, well, we were here, let's start over. So we're never achieving anything. Every time we make decision, we come in the next meeting, people want to start over from where we started. So I asked them, I said, how can we progress? There's no, we take one step forward, we come back and debate the same thing we debated and concluded in the last meeting.
But that's why the minutes are there. So even not there, why you can't read the minutes?
Because they're big shot.
Okay.
Or they didn't like the process. Or they didn't like the solution. Or they didn't like the person. For some reason, they didn't like something. So they would stop the whole process. They would start arguing. Oh, we can't go forward because of this and that. And every time, the leadership falls into that. Oh, okay, well, you know, because Sam, when you got an organization, when people do not meet
Mm-hmm.
the requirements of the organization will fail. If the organization says you need 10 people for a quorum and you can't get 10 people to report, that means that people don't have interest in the organization. They don't. Because the reason why they say 10 people is a quorum, every organization, when they form the framers of the organization constitution, try to find the least number possible to make for a quorum. Okay? You can't have the place empty, then you say you got a quorum. No, you got to at least have a number that is feasible. That when people read the minutes from the past meeting, see how much form the quorum, they can feel satisfied in comparison to the number of people that are members of the organization. Okay? So basically, you got an organization that anticipates 50 or more. You got to have a quorum of at least 4 or 5 people to make decisions, to make the decision final. But when you go to a meeting, you can't even get 5 people. You can't make decisions. So right there, the whole decision-making process is defeated. When every time you go to a meeting, 4 people cannot come to meeting. 5 people cannot come to meeting.
I mean, they're not serious. They don't just want to think about the country.
But
they will look after themselves.
So if you got an organization, you say you 12,000 people in the organization, you can't restrict the quorum to only 5 people. Get more. Okay? Because the quorum also determines fairness. Some people will say, oh, only 5 people in the meeting, you said a quorum. That decision not fair either. You see? So you always got to find an elective round. That's why most people elect the quorum. That's why we elect, we vote on the Constitution. Whenever we make a Constitution, everybody vote on it. We'll go through it step by step and let everybody know what every article is about before we vote. Because the quorum, everything is in the Constitution. And if we know that we are 10, 20 people at the meeting to approve the Constitution, or we say the community, when we do the community constitution, everybody in the community come and sign. And sometimes you got 4,000 people signing. You can't restrict the quorum to 2. And sometimes the people vote on the quorum too because the quorum is part of the Constitution.
Yeah.
Or say X number of people got to be there before any decision can be finalized. Then you go to the meeting. Usually the quorum is like 25 or 30, something where it's low but it's reasonable for 12,000 people. Yeah. Or you go to the meeting, not even 4 people can show up. Every month, not even 4 people can show up in the monthly meeting. So that means we can't make decisions. How can we make decisions? Then when you look, people start amending the Constitution. Then to amend it again, that's another problem. How do you reach
Another problem?
Because to amend the Constitution, you need the people to sign, to vote. Even to amend the Constitution is an issue. People don't show up to vote. So then you got people that are teaching the Constitution on their own now. They say, well, we can't get a quorum, so let's change it to 5 or 4. Then we change the whole system begin to break down. Because when people start something, you got to support it for it to continue. Start something and you don't attend it, you say it will run by itself. You don't support it, you don't put your money in it. You know? And one thing the American people teach you, if you don't put your money in it, you don't like it. You don't support it. Because if you support something, you put your money in it. That means you wanted to progress in advance. But everything they call you to donate, you can't even get $1 or $2. You won't beg. The organization can't go on. You know? So that's where we are in our state of existence. In Liberia and in America, we don't have patriots. We don't have people who believe in what we want to do. You know, we say we support it, but we stay away. We expect to just come and vote for the officers and leave the officers and go sit at home and expect the organization to run by itself. We don't even want to give financial support. At least if we're giving financial support and staying home, that shows that we love the organization. Because every organization needs money to run. But you go to the meeting, you form the organization, you vote for officers, everything, then you never pay membership due, you never come to the meeting, you never, all you talk about, everything you talk about the organization, and not fair, and not this, not everything. But now when you pay your own money, you pay your dues.
The Liberians, they seem all over the world. Liberian, just Liberian. It seems happen here, when you establish an organization, the same problem. The same problem. Even at the level of the house, people hardly attend session. So these things, Liberian, we just lazy in everything.
Because nobody does anything to rectify it.
Mm.
They are finding all those people in the house for now attending session. Believe me, they will all be there every session.
Mm-hmm.
You are finding everything, every one of them $500 for missing session. Every one of them will be in session. Now one of them will miss session. And now when they find them, you do it. You do it.
Yes. Take action against them.
You
It's
do
true.
it. You
Look at
do
the
it.
entire country. You handle the entire country.
Yes.
The first branch of government, then second meeting, you can't go to a meeting. How
Yes.
can you discuss the country issue, you know, like that? You can't be who and discuss Liberia.
Yeah. And you see,
So I
Sam,
mean, we just lazy. Liberia, just Liberia.
people don't like those kind of people because even with me, people they even like me in the prison time. Because if I tell you I'm gonna write you up, I'm gonna write you up. Did it be clear when I first started working? I used to work the hallway. I used to tell them, I said, you guys come here with your hands in your pants, I will write you up. Because just imagine I was running the hallway. Everybody come to the hallway. Everybody. Especially when it's time to eat, all the inmates coming down from every section to eat. And I was running the hallway. That was my section. You come into that area, I said, don't do this, you better don't do it. They were joking. I told her, I said, don't do this. Everybody coming down, Sam, I pulled them aside. They had their hands in their pants. All the inmates in Rhode Island know me for that. When I run there, you don't come down with your hands in your pants. Other people permit it, but against the law, against the prison rule. You could be carrying a knife. You could be carrying in your pants. I never joke with that. Other officers don't care. Some other officers don't care. But when you come in the hallway, don't do it. So the first group I line up, I warn them. I get them all warning that day. I let them go. The second day I line up 30 guys. They thought I was joking. I sat down and wrote all their names down. Sam, I sat down after work and wrote 30 bookings. I'll book everyone. The only thing that was wrong, the captain had to read all the bookings. The captain was pissed. Because they need to read 30 bookings for one officer. I sat down, I booked every one of them. I told them I was going to do it. They thought I was joking. I took my officers.
But in the prison, what extra punishment you giving now for booking him?
Oh, they can do that. You lose time, you lose visits, you lose the privileges.
Some restrictions.
Yeah, you get a lot of restrictions, especially if the superior officer determines that the booking is serious too. They initiate the punishment, but the officer books. So I said I'll book all of them that day, and the captain had to read every one of the bookings. The captain called. He said, "Just not do that shit no more." Yeah. He didn't want to sit there and read all 10 bookings.
Yeah, long reading.
For one officer, and you got about 50 officers to read booking from.
Booking everybody.
Yeah, he said, "Don't do that shit no more, Jesse." I said, "What Cap, what you want me to do?" He said, "Lock them up in the room. Give them food." I said, okay. So now on, because when you get to that, you can't come out for recreation. You can't come.
Mm.
You can't come to all to go to the dining. You go to the dining hall and come back, but you no recreation, no visit, no nothing. You're locked in for 2 nights. So I said, okay. I started using the 2 nighter system, man. When they hear chasing in the hallway, you know that person, so they will be listening now. Then when they hear my voice, they will hear that African voice, that African man there, that African man down there again. When you look
Yeah.
at them, everybody, the news filtering through all the prison, chasing down there, that African guy down there, that African guy. When you look, nobody will have a hand in the pants because you know you go for 2 nighter. I ain't playing with you. And you see,
Mm.
Sam, that was Bill's a system. I never had to work when I entered a building because they knew me.
Mhm.
I never had to announce myself because I set up the foundation. Don't mess with me. When I tell you I'm doing something, I'm doing it. Don't think I'm not doing it. I'm doing it. And after 20 years, they get to know you, man. After 5 years, they get to know you. Say, you don't play with this guy. When the guy say you're doing something, you're doing it. So anytime I go to work in the area, Sam, all the inmates fall in line. Even if I'm walking in the street, sometimes in Providence, you hear the inmates. Now I know some people from the prison. Sometimes walking, they'll be yelling, "You got your hands in your pants. You're wrong."
Mhm.
You get out my big motto. You got your hands in your pants. You're wrong. Every time they come in, I'll be yelling, "You got your hands in your pants. You're wrong." So they know I've warned them.
Mhm.
I warn them. You got to say, I warn them. So everybody be warned. You got your hands in your pants. You are wrong. So all of that time, as soon as they take their hands out of the pants, you don't come on my floor with your hands in your pants, man.
But have you experienced those who keep hands in pants to attack officers before in the prison? Have you experienced before?
It happens. That way it's a rule. You can't have your hands in your pants. People that have died from that sound.
Hmm.
But the inmates, they don't have pockets. We don't let them put their hand in their pockets either. So they don't have pockets. So they got to put their hands somewhere. Their feet, they got to put their hands somewhere. So they put their hands in the front of their pants. And who wants to be shaking your hands when you got your hands in your front of the pants? You know what you doing down there. What you doing your hands in your front of the pants? Yeah. Some of they ain't got no drawers. So what you got your hands in front of the pants for? You know? So all of that health reason, security,
Mhm.
different kind of reasons, man. So some people don't care about enforcing it, but hey, you don't do that on my watch. I don't want nobody to stab me. I don't want nobody to sucker punching me. So hey, I lay the rules down. You see, most of the people that get hurt in the kind of situation are people who get relaxed. Relaxed. You talking with inmates all the time. You're hanging out with them all the time. So when anything happens, they think you're a crowd of boys. And they don't watch the uniform and attack you.
Mhm.
That's why when you're supervising people, you understand always in your mind that you are super. You can laugh and joke with them, but you gotta know to what extent to go with that. You know, and all the inmates in the prison know me, man. When I come to talk with other inmates and they see me talking with other inmates, you step aside. I don't care who you are. If I'm talking with another officer, if I come to talk with an officer, the inmates will walk back and get out of my face. You don't stay there. I'm talking to the officer. You know, some guys permitted, and that what the older officers used to like me too, because sometimes would be sitting there, inmates would come all around, and black inmates too, because they see me talking. And I said,
Mhm.
what are you doing around here? Get away from here. You know, instead of the white guys, some of the black guys don't do it with other black guys. But I do it with everybody. And I'm
Mhm.
an officer, I don't want no inmate in my midst. You can't hear what I'm talking to the officer because there must be something I must say. Other, if, other, the inmate's not supposed to hear. So that was your responsibility. You always got to understand your job responsibility. And when you inside with people, you should understand when you friendly with people who do so much and not not over, not in excess. You can't be full of lots of people and be friendly with them and be eating with them and be joking with them.
Mhm.
Nowadays, you won't supervise them. It will not work. So, that way is. So, we got to understand your standards.
It's like when we were being trained as a social worker, community development, officers. Those days, they advise us when you get in a community, you can identify yourself with the people, but do not over identify yourself.
Yes.
I mean, there'll be no respect. So anything you tell them, they won't listen to you because they feel that you all equal your friends and stuff like that. There should be limits
Yeah.
how you deal with the people because you're going to educate them on certain things. But if you're doing a similar thing and following the women, shaking, playing with them, they won't respect you.
That way in the army,
So that's what you're saying.
they call all of that fraternization. You
Yeah,
guys with the men and things. That way in the
you can do
army,
that.
the officers got their quarters, got their own officers club. So
Hmm.
you can't mix with the enlisted men. If you
No, you can do that.
come with them that for a special occasion, you do the occasion, you get out. But you don't sit down and drink with them and get drunk with them and let them knock you on the shoulder and all of that. Respect gone.
They don't respect you no more.
Yeah. So Simon, 8 o'clock,
Mm.
we are closing.
Yeah, well, we didn't touch like anyway. The similar thing about CDC being divided in Bond County, is getting serious. Marvin Cole of District 3, Bond County, from CDC is giving support to Joseph Barker. It's just happening on a daily basis. Most of the guys from the ruling party are coming over
But you hear this
because
Joseph Walker visit across the bridge the other day.
it was so heavy, man. The
Yeah,
crowd in Ghana's.
you tell me I said all the traffic was stopped. Everybody.
Yeah,
The
almost
road.
everybody.
So
It's happening. So the $3 million the government gave Joao to for campaign purposes in Bond County
hmm.
did not go down well with Marvin Cole. He's from CDC also. So there's a confusion. And he resigned from CDC and joined Joseph Barker
She didn't share
because
the
of that. So
money.
there's a well, he's a representative. Why he expected that his owner shares should go to him so that he can go to his district to campaign.
$3
But
million
Joao did
money to get one woman.
yeah, $3 million. So can
Wow.
you imagine that?
They
So they are
got
complaining in Bond County.
money all kind of way. Like it's
Yes, though.
well, Sam, let's talk tomorrow before you go to the hospital, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
You take care of yourself
With
now.
the,
Make sure
yeah.
if anything get worse, you go to the hospital right away.
Yeah, you see me, I was sweating. You see me fan myself sweating, cool and sweating. So the cool is heavy.
Okay, man. You take care of yourself.
Yeah. That's why I kept feeling myself. Okay.
You
Tomorrow. All
tomorrow.
right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy our show this morning. Like Liberia, we got to talk about everything. We can't talk about one thing. There are so many missteps in our country. There's so much corruption and stealing. There's so much disobedience and disrespect for the law and order. We got to touch on everything, man, because life is all, I don't even know how to say it. Life is all messed up in Liberia. And we got to educate our people. And their education can't only be in the classroom. It got to come from all of us, man, because the standard of living in our country is so terrible. The illiteracy rate is so bad. All of us need to put hands in building the nation. So we can't only focus on politics. You see, with me, I don't care too much about politics because the people themselves got to decide what they want to do. We can evaluate the voting. We can evaluate how many people will vote for this person. We can put it in the chat and all. But what matters is conforming the minds of our people, making our people understand that they are the owners of the land. They are the shareholders of our country. And if they are not enlightened and awakened, our country will never develop. Look at all the bad leaders we're selecting right now. It's not supposed to happen. The time of the people. It's now. Continua. My class is done. Have a good day, man. I'll talk with you tomorrow on the weekend. The last day for me to rest. Take care and govern yourselves accordingly. Don't do what I wouldn't want you to do. Okay? Peace.